The four key elements of the Griffin Hill Integrity Sales System are process, plays, metrics, and coaching. When we talked about metrics, we introduced ScoreCard and the High Performance Journal. You can go look at the High Performance Journal in another video, but we're going to talk about ScoreCard here. ScoreCard is not about data management. Lots of companies have salespeople utilizing data management scorecards or dashboards of some kind. This is not about data management. This is not a CRM. This is about performance management and performance enhancement. We'll give you some illustrations of that as we look at the way we use ScoreCard to measure three things. We measure productivity, proficiency, and performance results. Now, let's talk about productivity first of all. Productivity measures differ from activity measures in that we're measuring things that are the most useful, things that are efficacious, not just that we're busy and that we're working. That's the difference between activity and productivity. Productivity suggests that we're advancing, we're engaged in behaviors that advance a sale. That's what we measure. In proficiency, we get to measure actually two things. The skill of applying a play or a play set and the efficacy of the play or the play set. If the play is not doing its job for us, one of two things are at fault: poor design of the play or poor execution of the play. Either way, we can measure whether that play is doing its job for us. If we need to redesign the play, then we do so. If we need to enhance execution and skill of the play, then we do so. And then finally, performance outcomes. Here's the amazing power. It is the interaction of productivity and performance, or productivity and proficiency, that give us results. It's easy to see this in a mathematical formula. If we are very, very skilled, we are at the top of the world in terms of skill. Nobody's better than we are, but that our activity or productive work is zero, the interaction is zero. We get no results from highly skilled people who put in no work at all. On the other hand, if we say, man, I work harder than anybody else in the world, it's at the top of the scale, but I just have no skill at all, again, the performance outcome is the same. So in the Griffin Hill methodology, we measure what is effective by looking at advancement through the sales process. You'll remember that process is case open, needs audit, solution presentation, adapted solution, closing interaction, and fulfillment and follow-up. That happens inside of the field of play. Too often what people measure in their dashboards or their scorecards is activity, like attempts, contacts, dials. That's activity, not things that are inside the field of play, the actual progression of the prospect as we progressively strengthen their commitment, their qualification, and the closing of the prospect. That happens within these boundaries. What most people measure is activity, dials, leads, attempts, contacts, and results in terms of revenue. Well, neither one of those two things, these are leading indicators. This is a lagging indicator. But neither of those measure what's going on in the actual sales process, where a salesperson is either working or not working, where they are either skilled or not skilled. That's one of the powers of the Griffin Hill ScoreCard. That's why we talk about it in terms of performance management. We're managing, helping to elevate the work ethic, effective work ethic of salespeople, as well as the effective skill level of salespeople, and that's what these scores do for us. For example, in productivity, active cases counts. Knowing how many active cases are in this pipeline makes all the difference in the world in terms of elevating performance. And points. How well do we advance a case through the pipeline? In terms of proficiency, how many needs audits do I schedule based on 10 case open routines. Now I've got a ratio, I've got a proficiency. Or how many closes do I get out of 10 needs audits? Now we can start thinking about, okay, then I need to improve. What skill do I need to improve to elevate the number of closes out of 10 needs audits? Or what skill do I need to improve to elevate the number of needs audits out of 10 case opens? This is where we now deal with proficiency. And in the end, we get performance results or outcomes, like the goal analysis report, where now we can talk about, yeah, we're going to look at closes, which is a lagging indicator, but we're going to do so in the context of how many points did I score? In other words, how much work did I have to do to get one close? Or another one, how much revenue for a number of points? Now we can think about, wow, your ratio of closing is very high. You do 10 solution presentations, you close 10 deals. What that suggests is that you're taking only layups. You can move farther away from the basket and take higher percentage shots or lower percentage shots, but worth a little bit more. So you might only be getting the very lowest end of revenue per close when really we could be getting more revenue per close. Process plays, metrics, and coaching. ScoreCard is a key element of metrics that measures the real sales process. Not leading indicators, not lagging indicators, but what goes on that the salesperson can really control. And their productivity, their proficiency, and the performance results that come out of that. That's part of why the Griffin Hill Integrity Sales System is the most powerful sales system on the face of the earth. Look, you can take one of the baseline surveys below or a sales team performance assessment and survey. See where you are. Start measuring against similar kinds of things that the scorecard would do for you. You can also navigate to any other element, process plays, metrics, and coaching, or any element therein, to just keep looking at the Griffin Hill Integrity Sales System. Of course, within them, there will be customer videos as well. Customers who tell you about what various elements have done for them and meant for them in terms of their skill, their productivity, and their performance results.